This is a world where you can only survive by getting likes. Even though someone clearly gained dozens of pounds, men still say they look thinner.
Well, I'll take it.
If you get over 500,000 dislikes, you won't be able to order at restaurants, and you'll be rejected by all shopping malls. If your dislikes exceed 10 million in this world, all your negative emotions will be erased, leaving you completely vegetative. However, Jack, as an alien who came to this planet to explore, had no awareness of this planet's culture. Ignoring Commander Kelly's warnings, he actually stood on a statue and started dancing. This inappropriate behavior was recorded by many passers-by, but Jack had no idea that he had just caused a major incident. When they arrived at a restaurant to order food, the cashier suddenly noticed Jack's dislikes were rapidly increasing. She was shocked and couldn't understand what he had done. Then the TV broadcast showed Jack's disrespectful act toward the revered figure, and all viewers immediately gave him dislikes. So Kelly wanted to get everyone off this planet, but unexpectedly, they were stopped by a crowd on the way.
Show some respect for your country, jerk.
Hey, chill out.
Because Jack's dislikes exceeded 1 million, police arrived at the scene with guns, prepared to detain Jack, and planned to hold a public vote on Jack's behavior. If dislikes exceeded 10 million, he would end up like the last person, becoming a creature without thoughts or emotions. The captain was extremely worried when he learned about the situation, but he couldn't interfere with this planet's civilization. He could only deal with Jack's behavior through their civilization's methods. At this moment, the doctor suddenly said, because this is a 21st century society, the medical technology isn't advanced enough. This punishment would likely turn Jack into a vegetable. Jack was completely terrified after hearing this.
Hey, I'm a spaceman. You gotta let me out of here. I'm a spaceman.
Make this for yourself.
Jack had no choice but to accept the trial, so under the promoter's encouragement, Jack appeared on his first TV show. However, as soon as he stepped on stage, the host gave him a big dislike. Then Jack began to apologize, but his apology was very perfunctory, ending after just a few words. Obviously, his apology was completely insincere, so Jack's dislikes increased by another 3 million. Then he started his second appearance. To liven up the atmosphere when he went on stage, Jack tried to greet the audience, but not a single person responded. Instead, their approval of him got lower and lower. Before the show could even begin, Jack's dislikes were about to exceed 10 million. Finally, he put on prison clothes, preparing to face his final judgment. Looking at the scaffold in front of him, Jack was so scared he wanted to run away. But being on this planet, he had absolutely no way out. Then Jack was forcibly strapped to the scaffold. The captain, in order to save his crew member, had the engineer hack into the planet's network system from the spaceship, hoping to influence people with some information. So the engineer sent 20,000 messages to the TV station, saying that Jack was still supporting his 90-year-old grandmother, and used a computer to simulate a childhood photo of Jack, hoping to gain the audience's sympathy. At this moment, the number of voters was rapidly increasing, and the dislikes were about to reach 10 million. The engineer also simulated a video of Jack returning home after military service, reuniting with his dog that he hadn't seen for years. Unexpectedly, this suddenly evoked people's sympathy. Finally, the rate of dislikes began to slow down, stopping just before reaching 10 million. Even the promoter was shocked, and that's how Jack safely escaped the crisis. Do you think this planet's civilization is interesting?